Hey everyone, this is Daniel Fosco, Senior Product Designer on the release group in GitLab. This video is a quick run-through of the results of usability testing for the manual alloy and deny action on pipeline jobs issue. To give a quick rundown of what we did, we built a prototype for this issue and we asked users to conduct two tasks on this prototype. The first one was to find the entry point where they could deny a deploy that was requested by a developer on their team, and the second was to actually deny the deploy on the pipeline graph. So we would give users some context on the situation. They were supposed to deny a deploy because their production environment is going through some instability. The first screen they would land would be the merge request page. This is just a prototype. And this is the entry point, right? The pipeline widget. And so they were supposed to either click here or here to go to the pipeline graph, where if they scroll all the way to the side on this prototype, they can see a deploy job that is marked in orange and has this little thumbs up. They can click this, give a comment or not, and then deploy the job. You have denied deploy production job from running. Participants in the linked merge request will be notified. There were a couple of questions around it, but essentially we wanted to understand if they could find the entry point from this feature from the merge request page, and once they got here, if they could easily find the place where they can deny or approve the deploy job. In this case, the scenario was to deny. So going very quickly over the insights we found, this is an aggregate of the trends and comments from most of the users. So this represent an average of what our users said. We had 7 users running this test. Mostly were either release managers, DevOps engineers, and infrastructure engineers. So starting from the top, when asked where they would expect to go to do this, most of them actually didn't mention the merge request, but they said they would expect to find this request for approval in some sort of notification area. So either their GitLab to-dos, someone mentioned their inbox, so some sort of area that aggregates all of these requests for deploy. After they responded to this, they were given the link to the prototype that's sent to the merge request page. And for most of the users, finding the entry point on the merge request was really difficult. They would scroll up and down, look for several minutes. Some of them were not able to find it. Most were, but some were not. So for me, it shows that the merge request page is already very information heavy. So even though the pipeline widget should reflect the state of the deploy because it is a part of the pipeline, it's not necessarily the best entry point for deploy approvals. That is also compounded by the fact that even though the term we used in the UI is always allow or deny the deploy rather than approve or reject, lots of users confuse the merge request approval with the action to approve the deploy, right? So if we go back to the prototype really quickly, you can see the merge request is already merged. So some of them were confused by this. It's already merged. So what am I supposed to approve? A little bit of confusion around that happened. But the good news is that once users got through the entry point, most of them found the deploy job very easily. They would just scroll all the way to the end, like, yeah, here it is. They would click it, comment, deny it. It was super quick. You could barely catch it on video. So this part of the interaction worked really well with the users that we tested with. They also understood how users will be notified of this. We have this little notice here saying participants will be notified. Also here, it's a bit small, but it says participants in the merge request linked above will be notified. So that was clear enough for them. Also, the outcomes from allowing or denying a deploy were clear, right? One of the final questions was, what state would you expect this job to go through if you denied it or if you allowed it? And most users understood pretty well that if I allow the deploy to go through, it will be deployed, it will run, it will go forward. If I deny it, it will be canceled or it will be in standby. So essentially the logic behind the approval or the deny was very clear for our users. This This is also in text form attached to the issue, so you can also read this. And yeah, if you have any questions or feedback, just respond in the comments. Thanks for watching.